Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the vault, episode 690, $1 million bonus deduction for executives. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. You're listening to the voice of Trust Christian own nothing, control everything. Definitely excited about this episode 690, $1 million bonus deduction for executives. And this is something that, fairly excited about talking about. You don't really hear people on the internet talking about this right now because most of them don't know and they're not making that type of money. But when you deal with the clientele that we deal with, or as well you fall in that category, you understand that these laws have been passed to benefit you. And so today we're going to talk about this because people are not talking about it on the internet because they don't really know because they're not searching around, and clearly you got to make a certain amount of money to actually like have a conversation about it. So the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, this was passed on July 4th 2025. This is affecting executives tax treatment. So to break down where you can do your research and you can talk to your accountant, section 600 and 162M, and the $1 million deduction limit. Under section 162M of the tax code, publicly traded corporations can generally only deduct up to $1 million of compensation paid to its top executives in a tax year. What's the difference between, and it didn't say all companies had to be public. See, what happens is people don't even know their corporation's public because they filed it with the state. It's a public corporation. So if you have a public corporation, where's your bonus deductions at? Oh, I didn't know how to factor that in yet. I didn't know how to figure that out yet. I didn't talk to my accountant about it yet. That's what's supposed to be said. Not, I didn't know, Christian. Duh. Of course people don't know about this because they're not in the loop. They're just not in the loop. So many distractions, so many things going on. Oh man, I don't know, Trust Christian Vault. I need to figure out, you know, how to deduct money off as a bonus. So they have another aspect to it. Previously, it was the removal of the performance-based exception prior to the Tax and Jobs Cuts Act of 2017. The subsequent One Big Beautiful Bill Act, there was an exception that allowed companies to deduct performance-based pay exceeding the $1 million limit. Right. So you used to could deduct money that was paid above the million. However, that bill has been eliminated and the exception is gone, meaning that the performance based compensation is now subject to the $1 million tax deduction limit. Right, but they also, in this one, particularly in this one, under section 162M of the tax code, publicly traded corporations can generally deduct up to $1 million of compensation paid to their top executives in a public tax year. So if you're not having a conversation with your accountant or your lawyer, excuse me, more so your accountant, having a conversation with your accountant and understanding that there's bonuses that are deductible, and this is how you are to be paid, and people just don't know because they got small businesses. They don't have big businesses. And when you think big and you have a big business mindset, then you think about the big tax cuts that come with the big business. Not, oh, I got a big business and I got to pay all these taxes. Because that's the way employees think. The more money I make, the more they pay in taxes. But somehow, entrepreneurs, the best, not the worst, not the average, not the ones that fail in 5 years, the best have tax codes in place for them as an executive. We were sitting back here thinking the other day, how is it that somebody could be upset? Now, here, granted, the government's got two types of people. They got it's politicians. You're either an ex-entrepreneur as a politician, means you're either, you were an entrepreneur, or you're somebody that's just riding the coattails of being a lifelong government employee. Oh man, I worked for the government for 30 years and I haven't done anything. Okay, great. That's what happens. It's two types of people. But the people that are successful in government, the elite, that are in trust, that are passing executive bills, understand that they are in business and they're deducting now $1 million outside of the money that the company makes. It's a bonus deduction for executives. But I'm a CEO of my company, Christian. Trust Christian Default, I'm a CEO. Most people ain't no CEO. Ain't not no CEO. Is that what gets you the deduction? Is being a CEO? Do you know all the positions as an executive? Are you taking multiple bonus? Are you taking a bonus as a treasurer? Are you taking a bonus as a secretary? Are you taking a bonus as a CFO? Are you taking a bonus as a CIO? Are you taking a bonus as the what other positions are you taking it as? The executives. Excuse me. Then they got, oh man, well, you got these people who say, oh, you got to make a certain amount of money. See, when you read it, it doesn't say that. But somehow somebody add that in there. Right. Because they don't know. They don't know. It didn't say you had to make a certain amount of money. And once again, we went over what a publicly traded company. You think an elite, do you think someone that is successful, truly wealthy, is going to tell you that, oh, yeah, you can deduct money out and not have to pay other people like I'm not doing? No, they're not. They're going to pass the law. It's going to be simple so others that have ears or eyes can see and read and move on. Hey, accountant, I seen this. Look over it. Is it legitimate? Yeah. Okay, great. Now, oh man, how much money do we have to make every year to take the deduction? Because it says $1 million and I don't know. Right. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's just keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Oh man, trust Christian vote. If it was that simple, everybody would be doing it. No, it's not that simple. Because when people read it, it's not going to be simple for them. They don't know how to comprehend, so they don't know what they're reading. People going to read it, they're going to look at this, oh no, trust Christian, it can't be true. We just shared the section. You can share that with your accountant. That's what we do with our trustees. That's why we're successful, is because we're talking facts, not fiction. We're not talking your feelings. We're talking facts. But do they talk about it over the internet? We haven't seen this episode come up on the internet at all yet. The $1 million deduction, exemption for what a deduction for executives right now. Of course. Why? Because most people are not making that type of money. So why would they need to talk about that? Why would they need to do that? Oh man, I'm only making like $200,000 a year. Yeah, but isn't it? Why didn't you get paid out as a bonus? Why did you take a salary? Because that was your accountant told you to do? That's where we are. Because their accountant told them to do that. So it's a different type of mindset towards this right here. When we talk about $1 million bonus deduction for executives. Who said you couldn't take 100,000? If $1 million includes 100,000, why couldn't you take $100,000 deduction? Excuse us. Why couldn't you take out $100,000 bonus? Well, I gotta get a salary too. So then when we go look at these executives, that's not the main source. It's the salary. It's the bonuses. And then remember, it previously used to be performance bonus. So all you got to do is write in the operating agreement or your corporate bylaws, hey, if you hit these metrics, then bonus kick in. No, Judge Christian Voter, I gotta figure this out on my own. I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm not gonna go to my accountant. I'm not gonna go to nobody successful and professional. I'm gonna just try to figure it out. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. One thing we know for sure is that success leaves clues. Why do you think this even got passed? For executives that's making money and they want to clear the first million. Tax free. Simple as that. For the company and for themselves. Because You don't get paid taxes on a bonus. Oh, do you? Sure, share it with us. It just shared it with us, so you share it with us. Really? Right. So this is a real easy episode. Been wanting to do it for a few days now. Ran into quite a few entrepreneurs this past week. Had to really put them on notice that yes, there are many executives right now taking. They're not taking salaries. They're taking bonuses. Oh no, Church Christian vote. You don't know. You don't know. All we know. This is the American culture. This is the American way. They pass a tax law so you can make more money, and then people wonder about it, and that's why they don't benefit. You're supposed to be an entrepreneur so you can get more business credit. But how many people are trying to build a business? No, I'm gonna just work a job so I can get a student loan and a house loan. Right. But when you want to actually work on your dreams, work on your goals, that means you take out a loan possibly for the business. That means you get financing for the business, not for your personal. So when people talk about, oh, you got to be in business for X, Y, and Z years so you can take this, so you can be in business for years. And if you're not in business for years, they got angel investors. They got other type of investors nowadays that'll give you money. It's not just the bank. They got crowdfunding. How many people can raise money crowdfunding? You can raise money through crowdfunding through the corporation and still take a deduction with a bonus. Because it's a company. And it's a public company. Oh no, Trust Christian, you don't know what that word means. Publicly traded. Yeah, public companies. We're not public. Right. So what's that got to do with anything? But it's public, meaning that it's a state corporation. The same thing that those companies are. Whether they're filed in Delaware, Vegas, Wyoming, or not. They're still public companies. Correct? Right. Oh no. So we gotta dig a little deeper because I'm so smart, Church Christian voter. I'm gonna dig a little deeper, and so I know that the entity is. It's not just the entity. It's not C corp or LLC. It's got to be on the stock market. So did you point? Did you see that? Did you see that? We didn't see that. Where does it say it has to be a traded company? It doesn't say that. That's why you gotta read. That's why you have to have good comprehension skills. Not sitting here just making stuff up for your benefit. That's how you do get caught up. That's how you not. If you don't go find another professional or look over the code, then that's why it is gonna be your mess up. But when you sit here talking the law to your accountant, when you talking the law to your account, it's hard for them to make a mistake. But it's not hard for them to make a mistake. But it's hard for them to make a mistake because they now have been given a law and they know you're aware of it. Not just, oh, I went and found the law and that's not something you could do. Okay. Well, you can't take all the salary and the bonus. Right. You're not taking a salary and a bonus. It doesn't say that. But that's the problem. When you got part of the population, even that works in professions, their comprehension skills ain't on top. They want to sit here and tell you, hey, you can't, conflating two words. Where does it say the salary is a bonus now? It doesn't. They're two separate things. But you taking a salary because your accountant got you taking a salary because you in the S corp. Oh no, Trust Christian, I'm in the S corp. How can I take a bonus in the S corp when it's passed through and directly to me? The bonus, there is no opportunity to pay me a bonus, right? Because you're the employee of the company. Are you the executive? Those are two different things. Are you the executive or are you the employee of the company? Oh no, Trust Christian, I didn't know that. Now I know that. Exactly. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listening to replay. I always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in a replay. Appreciate you all. Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and joy.